I hate working with my dad. Anyway, let's talk about L real quick. So essentially, I dropped a exposed video on L not too long ago, and really, I didn't really feel, I guess, natural at doing something like that. I didn't really feel comfortable with doing something like that. But I was like, you know what? This person is not that great. Now that I look at it, I thought I didn't want to believe it at first, but essentially, now that I see the proof, I 100% do understand that, yeah, they're not that great of a person. And essentially went over a lot of the details, especially with the current drama, like with Poppy, and how basically Elle manipulated the people around her to pretty much get those people that's with Poppy to abandon her and essentially lead people on and manipulate them into being their simps and all this sort of stuff. Then found out also 2 years ago that Elle was one of the main instigators that also helped out with the whole harassment of Kyoto thing, which is something I really hated. And she even went as far as to try to, fill out a form which has to do with child abuse, and fill that form out and basically try to turn it against Kyoto. But all that did was really just bog down the number of applications that went through, and essentially pretty much did more harm to actual real life kids than some lolly VTuber that they were trying to do dirty by. Honestly, it really sucks. Again, lollies ain't real. When it comes to the anime side of things, it's not real. There's no reason to even fight about it. When it comes to real life, yes, protect them with your life, do everything you can to keep them safe. But when you do stuff like this, fill out these real forms to help out real kids, and then end up, going against that by, having some lolly VTuber being put down in that because you want to target them for harassment, it gets really annoying really quick, and then you probably just screw some kid, and now they're going to be growing up probably doing the same damn thing to someone else, and it's not going to be great, and it's your ass. Anyway, when it comes down to it, the reason why I wanted to make it is, one, I feel like at first I didn't really feel sure if I wanted to do it, but after the couple of days has passed, I'm feeling pretty certain that I'm glad I did it, because even after I put that video out, Elle still has not, one, responded to it, two, blocked me, which is weird, three, still, says nothing about it. Hell, I've been even using her tags, her own art tags, to maybe get somebody from L's fan base to come in and be like, hold up, what the hell is all this? And essentially just look at the video. I didn't even get hit by her fans by some weird, and like, how they be sending death threats and stuff. Didn't get hit by that. Basically, I'm essentially just off the radar. And again, it goes back to what I said a little while ago, that I must be the most irrelevant person on the platform for some reason. Even when I bring up something serious like this, doesn't necessarily, do anything, I guess, which is really weird. And at this point, I'm just like sitting here with this whole video that I did, which a lot of people did see, but I'm just sitting here watching it, and I'm just like, does no one care? Like, this is literally the one time where I'm like, yo, this was brought to my attention, and I'm seeing how a person is and how they was from even back then, and it still is the same way they are now. And I'm just like, does no one care? Because I'm pretty sure somebody would have cared and tried to shut Elle down. Now again, you might say, oh, well, it's not really great to be canceling somebody, but at the same time, they've got a lot of dirt under their nails, if I'm being perfectly honest. Again, everybody got receipts and ain't no one innocent, but if you see it and you really just straight up be like, knowing that it's, something wrong that they did, and they're not changing for the better, because they just want to be assholes, why not try to get her? I don't understand why that's not the problem here. I don't understand why that's not a problem. Again, if they were to change for the better, perfectly fine. Then we wouldn't even have this discussion right now. I wouldn't even try to expose her if that was the case. If she really changed and apologized to Kyoto personally, and apologized to Poppy personally, and pretty much apologized to everybody she affected, that's perfectly fine. But no, we didn't get any of that. We don't get any of that. She's pretty much the same dumbass person that we still have. And if you still don't think Elle has changed within the 2 years that has passed, I guarantee you she still hasn't. If you pay attention to some of her recent art that she's been getting, then you would know that that old piece of Elle is still there, or the old piece of Kraken is still there. Because look at this picture. First of all, I'll go ahead and put the, actual shout out to the person that made this picture, because, let them get something. Let them get something nice. It's fine. But look, when they made this, but look at what's in this picture. You got L and this tentacle monster thing. Now you're probably thinking, oh, does that just mean it's Kraken? That's still not enough evidence. But if you really look at the color scheme of said Kraken, it's red and blue. What was Elle's profile picture when she was Kraken? Some red and blue avatar. It is the same shit, literally. So if you really thinking that, oh, she wants to hide from that past and she want to get away from that, no, absolutely not. She still wants to be a part of that past, still probably wears it as a badge of honor at this point, and it's absolutely ridiculous. If Elle gets away with this stuff and no one really calls her out on it and no one brings it to anybody's attention, that's absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane. I mean, I get that people have no spine at times, but damn, I get that it's scary to challenge a person that has literally over 21,000 followers, and it's not an easy thing to try to take down when it comes to said person, but you gotta try to stand up for what you believe in though. If you know someone's doing something wrong, call them out on it, or at least correct them, and then try to see if they change or not. If you can't do that much, then there was no issue. Then there was obviously no issue with any of this with this situation whatsoever. There was no problem with Elle and her and how she acts towards people at all. You must be perfectly fine. Hell, you must be perfectly fine with Kyoto going through the nonsense that she went through. You must be absolutely fine that she's basically harassing smaller VTubers and everybody else alike just because they don't have a bigger following like she does. But definitely, when it comes down to it, just watch. If you haven't watched that video first, please go watch that video. And secondly, don't support Elle. Don't do it. I mean, if she's gonna change, then let her change. But for now, do not support Elle. She is on some shit. She is not that great of a person. Also, this might be base as hell to say, but I'm gonna say it. Being gay is not a personality. Being gay is a choice of your life and how you want to be. I'm just saying, you don't need to have that as your one personality, because again, it is a life choice, not a social personality that you could just put down and then put back up and lie about, because it just, again, it's a life choice. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about this entire thing. Again, watch the video, spread that video around, get it into Elle's eyes, and then let her feel that oh shit moment, and then literally just be like, this is a thing that you did, and it's not great. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for this one, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification way else. Also follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and like to donate to the channel, Patreon, and Ko-Fi is available as well. Until then, it's your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.
Baby, say my name as if you got a fucking clue. Always caught up in the moment, not condoning what I do. I've been messing with my chemistry to find the better me. Putting thoughts up on the page in hopes that you could get to me. Been this way since legit, my brain couldn't quit. Running from my issues, roll the pain in a spliff. Fade away every hit. Nobody needed me, too afraid to commit.